In this video, we're going to start walking through activity 6-4, adding servers to Server Manager and creating server groups. This allows us on one computer to begin managing multiple other computers as if I was on that local machine, as well as if they were a group of devices that I can manage as a set of systems altogether. So here I am, I'm on Hyper-V Manager. I've already started up server DC1, DM1, and DM2. All three are up and running at this moment. On DM2, I need to log in. I'm sorry, DM1. I need to log in, but I need to make sure I'm not logging in as administrator. If I click other user, I need to specify AZ800/administrator and password 01. Because we're going to be working with other machines in the domain, I need to make sure I have domain administrative permissions in order to properly access these machines. Now that Server Manager has come up, I'm going to go to Manage and say Add Servers. In Add Servers, it allows me to search for the machines. It's going to start looking in Active Directory in the AZ800 domain. I can type in a specific name. I'm just going to say find now. And there are all the machines that are in our domain. And one at a time, we're going to select DM2, press the arrow to move it over to the selected group. Once that's done, I will say OK. And DM2 is being added to the machine. It may take a moment or two, but pretty soon a local server, that should change to a 2. File and storage services should change to a 2 to highlight that I now have 2 different devices. All right, I see right here, file and storage services, I have 2. On the left-hand side, if I scroll down, instead of local server, I now have all servers, which I can select, and I will see I have both DM1 and DM2 that I can play with. If I click on DM2, I will see that there are various events that I can look through. I can scroll on down and I will see, for instance, services that I can start, stop, modify, the best practices analyzer, as well as performance, and then the roles and features if necessary. If I come back up to the top and I right click on server DM2, I will see I have a lot of features. There's a lot of things I can do here. I can add features there. I can remove features. I can restart the machine, open up Computer Manager, configure NIC teaming, manage as a different machine, and so on. Let's go and check Computer Management, and that should open up Computer Manager for me. And then I will be able to view, say, the local users and computers. I'm sorry, the local users, the local groups. Not sure I clicked it. Let's try that again. Computer management. There we go. There we are. It's giving me a slight warning that there are some issues with this. There are some firewall issues that might be occurring. I will say OK. And then Computer Manager does not open up. So I'm going to go ahead and close this and then right click on Server Manager and say PowerShell. Even though the command, the GUI tools doesn't work, doesn't mean PowerShell won't work. Now that PowerShell is open, I can see right here it's specifically saying, hey, this is a server DM2. This is PowerShell. I'm going to CD / just to get a little bit more space on my screen here. There we go. A little bit bigger, make this full page. And I'm going to run the command set -net firewall rule -display group remote, capitalize it, remote event log management dash enabled true. So this should add the firewall rule remote event log management and should set it to true to allow the machines to be remotely managed. At this point, I can now go back to Server Manager, right click Server DM2 and view computer management. At this point, it should come up without any errors. Yes. I can see the event viewer, for instance, the Windows logs. Let's check the system log, system security, whatever. Security logs, always really big. While that's opening up, we'll be able to see the local users and groups. Actually, I'll just go straight there. Local users and groups, performance issues. That's going to take a while. Believe the only thing I can't do is, not device management, disk management. Disk management is about the only thing that cannot be done across a network. All right, and okay, we'll close that. And let me close that PowerShell window. Now that we've added in servers to our server manager, let's create a group of servers. So I'm going to come back up here to Manage, Create Server Group. And what we want to do is specify, we want to create a group name, and I'll call this domain members. And then we want to specify which machines are in this group. And in this case, I will select both DM1 and DM2. Yep. And I will say, okay. We now on the left-hand side here have a grouping called domain members, and I can click on that and we will see, except it is a limitation of just those two machines. I can set up multiple groups in here. So I could have a domain controllers group. I could have a print servers group. I could have a file servers group. I could just have groupings of different servers in my environment. Last thing I want to do is, now that I have this domain members group, I want to remove it. So I'm going to right click and just say delete. Well, first off, I could edit as well and add additional machines, but I'm going to right click and delete. And at that, okay, we are now done with this activity.